David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight, there is breaking news right now involving the U.S. and Iran tonight. What's now happened to these talks? Vice President J.D. Vance had been ready to leave Washington today for Pakistan. Tonight, he hasn't left. Iran now refusing to commit. President Trump tonight, after making threats, now saying he will extend the ceasefire. It all comes tonight as dramatic new images show U.S. troops boarding a tanker believed to be linked to Iran. Also tonight, the alarming new images, tourists running for their lives, including many Americans, when a gunman opens fire, taunting tourists at that ancient pyramid outside Mexico City. Tonight, what we have just learned, what they found on the gunman, the images involving Columbine. In Philadelphia tonight, a driver smashing through the front doors of police headquarters. Multiple people in the lobby hit. Tonight at JFK Airport, news of yet another alarming close call. 2 passenger planes. You will hear air traffic control tonight telling one plane you're in the flight path of the other. What happens next? Meantime, the dramatic images tonight, the plane coming down, crashing into power lines. Tonight, 2 heated showdowns unfolding on the Hill. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. grilled about his handling of the measles outbreak. And President Trump's nominee to be the next Fed chair is asked if he promised the president he would cut rates. Just in tonight, FBI Director Kash Patel now speaking out about that report in The Atlantic alleging Patel's drinking has led to multiple unexplained absences and a concern across the government. What Patel just said. The image igniting global outrage, an Israeli soldier seen destroying a statue of Jesus. And what's now happened tonight? Back in the U.S. tonight, men with assault rifles surrounding an armored car, how much they got away with, and the urgent manhunt right now. The electric wheelchair exploding into flames. Tonight, hear the Yankees pitcher who says he's received death threats before playing the Red Sox in his hometown. And tonight here, we remember a key member of the Osmond family.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the breaking news involving the U.S. and Iran and major questions now about what's happened to this second round of talks. Vice President J.D. Vance had been ready to leave Washington today for Pakistan. Tonight he hasn't left. Iran refusing to commit. President Trump tonight, after making multiple threats, now says he will extend the ceasefire. All of this comes amid dramatic new images showing U.S. troops boarding a tanker believed to be linked to Iran. U.S. helicopters dropping troops onto the deck of the ship. This is the second ship seized by the U.S. Navy in a matter of days. Iran demanding tonight that the U.S. lift its blockade of Iranian ports. And the new poll just in on the war in Iran, just 26% of Americans say it's been worth the cost. Mary Bruce leading us off.
24 hours after President Trump said it was, quote, highly unlikely he would extend the ceasefire with Iran, tonight he is doing just that. Calling the Iranian leadership seriously fractured, Trump announcing he will extend the ceasefire until such time as their proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded, one way or the other. The president did not provide a concrete timeline for how long the new ceasefire would last. Trump's reversal comes after Iran refused to resume negotiations until the U.S. ends its blockade of Iranian ports. The U.S. military has turned away 28 ships from Iran and seized an Iranian cargo ship, opening fire on the vessel, Marines rappelling down to the deck. Overnight, American troops filing onto helicopters and flying out to board an oil tanker believed to be part of Iran's dark fleet of illicit shipping vessels. Today, Iran's foreign minister calling the blockade an act of war and thus a violation of the ceasefire, adding Iran knows how to resist bullying. The White House has been eager to jumpstart negotiations. Vice President J.D. Vance was preparing to fly to Islamabad today. This morning, Trump sounding confident Iran would send its own negotiators.
They'll be sending them. They have no choice but to send them.
Even threatening to resume attacks if there was not real headway on a deal by the end of tomorrow.
Well, I expect to be bombing because I think that's a better attitude to go in with. But we're ready to go. I mean, the military is raring to go.
But Iran refused to budge, insisting Trump lift the naval blockade, saying only then will the next round of negotiations be held. Tonight, the president still not ready to do that, saying he has directed our military to continue the blockade and in all other respects remain ready and able. Here at home, the war deeply unpopular. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows just 26% of Americans say U.S. military action in Iran has been worth its costs. And a record 62% disapprove of the job President Trump is doing. David, Vice President Vance was ready to fly to Islamabad for negotiations today, but tonight he remains here in Washington. There are no talks on the books, and after threatening for days to resume attacks on Iran, President Trump has now extended the ceasefire with no end in sight. David.
Mary Bruce on the breaking developments tonight. Mary, thank you. Also developing now these new and terrifying images coming in tonight after those tourists came under attack by a gunman, many running for their lives, including many Americans, when that gunman opened fire, taunting them at an ancient pyramid outside Mexico City. And tonight, what we have just learned, what authorities now say they found on the gunman, images involving Columbine. Again tonight, Matt Rivers.
Tonight, harrowing new video of that deadly shooting rampage at the ancient Teotihuacan pyramids outside Mexico City. Tourists, including children, taking cover, trapped high up on that pyramid as a lone gunman opened fire. That shooter heard taunting his victims as he shot 7 people. A Canadian tourist killed 6 Americans among the 13 people injured. Many running for their lives down the stone steps. American Greg Magadini visiting with friends.
There was only 3 real options that anyone could do: stairs, jump off the side ledge, or lay down and see what happens.
And tonight, Mexican authorities revealing the shooter, identified as a 27-year-old Mexican national, was carrying images and handwritten notes tied to the Columbine school shooting inside his backpack, as officials investigate the shooting as a copycat attack 27 years to the day of the Columbine massacre. Investigators now looking at this image, showing the suspect's revolver, a knife, and dozens of rounds of ammunition, saying he took his own life. David, authorities say the shooter planned this attack in detail, visiting the pyramids multiple times before the shooting. David?
27 years after Columbine. Matt Rivers, thank you. To Philadelphia tonight, and to the alarming scene, a driver smashing through police headquarters. Multiple people in the lobby struck. Here's Rhiannon Alley.
Tonight, video obtained by our Philadelphia station WPVI shows the moment a driver crashed through the front of police headquarters. Police say the driver did it on purpose.
Based on what we see, it is clearly an absolute deliberate act.
It happened around 1:40 this afternoon at the Philadelphia Police 2nd District headquarters.
We more units. I just had a car crashing through the front window.
The suspect was known to police, who had responded to a domestic dispute involving the suspect and his father earlier in the day, about 2 hours before they say he slammed his car through those doors.
I don't know what could have caused that other than somebody who's in a different state of mind.
5 people inside the lobby were hit. After the crash, witnesses say the driver tried to flee but was tackled and arrested.
We don't know what his intent was, but we saw the actions of what he did.
David, the 5 people who were inside at that time were all rushed to the hospital, but thankfully, all of them are expected to be okay. David?
Rhiannon Alley reporting. Thank you. Tonight at JFK Airport, news of yet another alarming close call, 2 passenger planes, and you're going to hear air traffic control tonight telling one of those planes you're in the flight path of the other, and what both pilots suddenly have to do. Gio Benitez covers aviation.
Tonight, the FAA is now investigating why a regional American Airlines passenger jet deviated off course and directly into the path of a regional Air Canada plane coming in for landing at New York's JFK Airport.
Brickyard 44, you flying through the approach course running 31 left. Correct immediately. You have traffic immediate vicinity off your 3 o'clock high, 2,000 feet.
You can hear the anti-collision alarms blaring in the cockpit. Pilots of both planes executing evasive maneuvers.
The traffic off your left is overshooting the parallel.
TCAS, all right.
Yeah, that guy overshot the final jet, 554.
According to officials, the American Airlines crew did not stay on their correct route. That action putting them too close to that Air Canada jet cleared to land on a parallel runway. Both jets forced to abort their landing. The 2 planes on a collision course coming just over half a mile from each other.
There were alarms both in the control tower and in the aircraft themselves, telling the airplanes where to move, how to separate to make sure that the collision didn't occur.
The incident in one of the busiest flying corridors comes less than 48 hours after pilots on two Southwest planes in Nashville, both packed with passengers, were also on a direct collision course. The jets narrowly missing each other, separated by roughly 500 feet, passing right on top of one another. And David, tonight a central question here. Why did that American Airlines crew apparently deviate off course? That will be a key part of this investigation. David.
Gio Benitez again tonight. Thank you. Next tonight, two heated showdowns unfolding on the Hill. President Trump's nominee to be the next Fed chair is asked if he promised the president he would cut rates. And the answer, one senator sarcastically called quite adorable. And Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. grilled about his handling of the measles outbreak. Here's Elizabeth Schulze.
Two tense showdowns on Capitol Hill today. Lawmakers grilling Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Kevin Warsh, President Trump's nominee to lead the Federal Reserve. Warsh denying he ever promised the president he would cut interest rates if he's confirmed.
The president never once asked me to commit to any particular interest rate decision, period. And nor would I ever agree to do so if he had, but he never did.
Hours earlier, Trump said he would be disappointed if Warsh didn't cut rates right away. But Warsh insisted he would not do the president's bidding.
Are you going to be the president's human sock puppet?
Senator, absolutely not.
Democrats asked Warsh if he disagreed with the president on anything.
Just one little place where you disagree with Donald Trump.
Well, I do have a disagreement, actually, Senator, with the president. I think even this morning, he said that he thought I was out of central casting. I think central casting, I'd look older, grayer, and maybe show up here with a cigar of sorts.
Quite adorable.
Across the Capitol, Health Secretary Kennedy defended his handling of the nation's worst measles outbreak in decades.
The measles epidemic started in January 2025, before I came into office. This is not unique to the United States.
But measles have soared in the U.S. to 1,700 cases this year. The longtime vaccine skeptic denying he's anti-vax, but lawmakers pushing back.
The American people are not dumb. You and I both know what is going on here. You have absolutely not had a change your heart. This is real life, Mr. Secretary, and you have blood on your hands.
But today, Kennedy refused to support traditional vaccine guidance that the president's CDC nominee, Dr. Erica Schwartz, appears to endorse.
Mr. Secretary, if Dr. Schwartz is confirmed, will you commit on the record today to implement whatever vaccine guidance she issues without interference?
I'm not going to make that kind of commitment.
Because you...
David, Kennedy fired the last CDC director after less than a month on the job. The CDC has now been without a permanent director since last summer. David.
Elizabeth Schulze live in Washington. Thank you. Just in tonight, FBI Director Kash Patel now speaking out about that report in The Atlantic alleging Patel's drinking has led to multiple absences and to concern across the government. What Kash Patel just said. And here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, FBI Director Kash Patel in front of the cameras lashing out at allegations of excessive drinking and concerns about his job performance.
I've never been intoxicated on the job, and that is why we filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit. And any one of you that wants to participate, bring it on. I'll see you in court.
Patel is suing The Atlantic for $250 million, alleging defamation after it published a story claiming members of his security detail had difficulty waking Patel because he was seemingly intoxicated. The article also claimed a request for breaching equipment normally used by SWAT and hostage rescue teams to quickly gain entry into buildings was made last year because Patel had been unreachable behind locked doors. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche tonight said he had not read the article, but disputed the reporting. The Atlantic is standing by its story tonight, David, and calling Kash Patel's defamation lawsuit meritless. David.
Aaron Katursky on this news conference just moments ago. Thank you. There is news tonight about two U.S. officials killed in a car crash in Mexico. Sources now telling ABC News the two were working for the CIA and returning from a counter-narcotics operation with Mexican authorities. Their deaths are now under investigation tonight. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum saying she was not aware of the operation, which was set up by the local government. She said joint operations are not allowed in Mexico. The CIA has not commented tonight. Overseas tonight, what's now happened after that image igniting global outrage. The Israeli military now says two soldiers have been sentenced to 30 days in military jail for destroying a statue of Jesus in southern Lebanon. Both the soldiers seen swinging what appears to be a sledgehammer and the soldier who took the picture have been pulled from combat duty. 6 other soldiers who failed to stop them also face possible punishment. When we come back here tonight, the dramatic video, the plane plunging from the sky, crashing into power lines right there and where this played out. Also the heist in broad daylight. 2 suspects armed with assault rifles, how much they got away with, the Brinks truck. There's an urgent manhunt right now. The electric wheelchair, the concerning noises, and what the family did. It's a good thing. Look at this, exploding into a fireball in the driveway. Tonight, the Boston Marathon, why millions were moved by this moment right here. America strong. We've got a lot more news ahead. We'll be right back. Tonight, dramatic video now emerging of a small plane going down in Pacoima, California. The plane hitting a high-voltage utility pole, landing upside down in a store parking lot. The pilot injured, taken to the hospital in critical condition. Nearby businesses evacuated. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Tonight here, the brazen theft, $1.8 million stolen from a Brinks truck in Philadelphia by suspects with assault rifles. Police say the truck was serving the client in the city's Tacony neighborhood. An image tonight that's part of the investigation shows 2 masked suspects armed with those assault rifles. Police quickly finding the getaway car abandoned under an I-95 overpass. That manhunt ongoing tonight. The FBI now leading the investigation. Tonight, Florida Congresswoman Sheila Schiffernellis McCormick resigning from office ahead of a vote to potentially expel her from Congress. She's accused of stealing $5 million in FEMA and COVID relief funds, allegedly using the money to finance her 2021 campaign and personal expenses. She denies any wrongdoing. She's now the 3rd member of Congress to resign in the last week. When we come back here tonight, the Yankees pitcher saying he's received death threats before playing the Red Sox at his hometown at Fenway. And tonight here, we remember a key member of the Osmond family in a moment. To the index of other news tonight, New York Yankees pitcher Cam Schlittler saying he and his family have received death threats ahead of his appearance as starting pitcher against the Red Sox in Boston on Thursday. He grew up in Walpole, Massachusetts as a Red Sox fan, and he says he's still excited, though, to be making his debut at Fenway Park as a member of the Yankees. Quick thinking tonight by a woman in Hollywood, Florida, averting catastrophe. Look at this. She rolled her secondhand electric wheelchair into her driveway because it was making clicking noises after she plugged it in to recharge. The lithium-ion battery pack suddenly exploding, turning into a fireball. Her action preventing her home from going up in flames. When we come back here tonight, you have to see this. The Boston Marathon runner struggling to finish. Not 1, but 2 runners, all 3 of them strangers, and what they pulled off together in a moment here. Finally tonight here, I always loved covering the Boston Marathon as a reporter. So much heart. But this year, this moment is really quite something. Tonight, the incredible moment at the Boston Marathon, now seen by millions. Right near the finish line, that's 21-year-old runner A.J. Haradasi, struggling to finish. His first time running the Boston Marathon. He's from Massachusetts, and he's been dreaming of running the marathon since he was a boy. A.J. crouching down, then standing, taking a step, and then falling back down. But the crowd encouraging him. Falling 4 times on his back when suddenly he sees another runner coming toward him, reaching out his hand. That runner, Aaron Beggs, helping AJ to his feet, the crowd cheering. And then watch this, as AJ starts to fall again, now another runner comes to help. Robson Oliveira, both men now holding AJ up, all 3 running arm in arm to the finish line. Watch the left side there, all 3 men, strangers until this moment, crossing the finish line together. And right here tonight,
hey David.
AJ telling us he's doing well. He's grateful for those 2 men who saw him in need and helped him across the finish line.
Aaron reached his arms out. Robson supported me on the other side, and 2 strangers helped me up when they had no reason to do that. And I'm just truly grateful for all of it.
And joining us too,
hi David.
That first runner, Aaron, who stopped to help, celebrating the marathon victory for all 3 men, celebrating with his wife Ruth and young son Thomas, who's holding on to Dad's medal.
We're all on a journey together. We want to get to the finish line. We support each other. We all need help, and it's nice to be nice. You never know when it's going to be yourself.
So true. Boston strong, America strong. 3 strangers and their bond now for sure. Don't you love the Boston Marathon? I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted anchor in America, the most watched anchor in America. Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir the #1 newscast in America.